In this class, we are starting with the development of foregut. Okay. So, what are the derivatives of foregut? What are the derivatives of foregut? What are the different structures we can see from the foregut? Okay. Mainly we can see the development of esophagus, stomach and a small part of duodenum. Okay. So if you remember the development of respiratory system what we have discussed before, in that chapter I have already explained the development of esophagus. So how we can see the development of esophagus? So imagine now this is the whole foregut. Okay, this is the proximal part. And this will become the distal part. From the proximal part, we can see the development of your esophagus. If you remember the topic what we have discussed, I clearly said at the proximal end of the foregut, we can see the development of small bud-like structure like this. Okay, this bud-like structure is called laryngotracheal bud. Okay, later the bud will start moving in the inward direction and they will meet at the center point like this. Okay, this is called laryngeal groove. This is called laryngeal groove. So this bud region will get separated from the foregut part like this. Now these are two different structures. This particular structure is going to develop as your trachea and this one is going to develop as your esophagus. This is how the development of esophagus takes place. In detail, I have already discussed in the respiratory system. You can check the points there. Okay, at the proximal end of the foregut, around third and fourth week, we can see the development of laryngeal bud. The laryngeal bud will start moving in the inward direction or they will start moving towards the midpoint. Once they reach the midpoint, the particular bud-like structure will get separate from the proximal end of your foregut. So the bud region will later develop into your adult trachea and the remaining part will later develop into the esophagus. Is it clear? This is how the development of esophagus takes place. So from the proximal end, we can see the development of esophagus. Okay, and from the distal end, we can see the development of stomach and duodenum. Okay, stop talking. So around third and fourth week of development, we can see some dilation in the developing foregut region, okay, at the proximal end. So once the dilation takes place, this is how the structure is going to look. This happens during the third or fourth week of the development, and this dilation is particularly called as fusiform dilation. It is called as fusiform dilation. Okay, so this fusiform dilation later develops into your stomach region. So now in this part, this region is going to be the anterior aspect and this one is your posterior aspect. And this is the right side and this is the left side. If I take a cross section at this point, almost at the center of the dilation, this is how the structure is going to appear. Okay, so if I take a cross section and see the structure, this is how it is going to appear. So in the cross section structure on either side, we can see the presence of nerve. Which nerve? We can see the presence of nerve on both right and left side. Vagus nerve. So this is going to be the right vagus nerve and this is going to be the left vagus nerve. Okay. If you remember the mesentery topic, what we have discussed before, your stomach is developing. Okay. Imagine this is the stomach part. Okay. In front of that, we have seen the development of your liver. And in the posterior aspect, we have seen the presence of spleen. Right? So, what are the mesentery that connects these parts? Come. So, what is the mesentery that connects each other part? Open the mesentery diagram which we discussed in last class. If you see the diagram there, we have discussed in different region, mesentery is termed as different names. Okay, in the foregut region, we call it as mesogastrium, and in the midgut region, it is named as mesentery proper, and in the last part, that is in your hindgut region, it is called as mesocola. Again, in the mesogastrium region, on the anterior aspect, we call it as ventral mesogastrium, and the posterior aspect, we call it as dorsal mesogastrium. So, what are the different structures we have seen there? The derivatives of these mesogastriums. Between the anterior abdominal wall and the liver, we can see development of coronary ligament, falciform ligament and triangular ligament. Okay. Between the liver and stomach, we can see the development of between the liver and stomach, we can see the development of what is this? This one is your coronary ligament, okay, triangular ligament and falciform ligament. Between the liver and stomach, it is lesser omentum. Okay, and between the stomach and spleen, it is, say it louder, gastrosplenic. Okay, so this is the gastrosplenic. And what are the other ligaments we can see in the posterior aspect? Renal ligament. It is present between your spleen and the kidney, or you can say posterior abdominal wall. Okay, and the remaining mesentery will develop into whatever the remaining mesentery you are seeing here, no, this will develop into greater omentum. Okay, it will develop into greater omentum. So during the development process, due to the enlargement of your liver, it will push the stomach into which side? Left side or right side? Left, sure. Others? During the development, your spleen, the enlargement of spleen will push the stomach into which side? Your spleen should present at which side at least? Right side or left side? Left side. Others? Right side. Left. Everybody left? Okay, so it is going to push your stomach into which side? Right side, left side, or is it going to present where it is? Okay. Take your time and let me know which side your stomach will move. Okay. So due to the enlargement of liver, your stomach will undergo the process of rotation. Okay. There will be a 90 degree rotation. If you get to know which side it will move, whether it's right side or left side, you can tell whether it's an anti-clockwise rotation or clockwise rotation. Check those two, right side and left side and anti-clockwise. Okay. Any other answers? He is telling left side and anti-clockwise. Others? Any other answer? Okay. You can see your textbook or check the answer from any other source and let me know. Monday I have class again. At that time you can tell me the answer. Okay. Just check whether the stomach is going to take rotation 90 degree in clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay. Clockwise. 90 degree and clockwise. So if it is a clockwise, which direction it is going to move? Right side. Once the rotation happens, this is how your stomach, the developing stomach is going to appear. Okay. So this happens, the 90 degree rotation. Stop talking. Stop talking, everyone. At longitudinal axis. So once the 90 degree rotation takes place in the longitudinal axis, this is how the structure of the stomach is going to appear. So this will become which end? The cranial end of your stomach, and this is the caudal end. So what is that structures are called? Cranial end is gross anatomy of stomach is finished, right? Yeah, tell me. Cranial end is cardiac end and this one is pyloric end. Okay. This is pyloric end and this is cardiac end. After the rotation, we'll get greater curvature of your stomach Okay, and this is going to develop as lesser curvature. So if I take the cross section now here, this is how the structure is going to appear. Okay. So whatever the right vagus nerve present here is now going to move in this direction. And the left vagus nerve is going to move in this direction. Okay, so now I can see the right vagus nerve here and left vagus nerve here after the rotation. Okay, so now the right vagus nerve is named as posterior vagal trunk. This is now called as posterior vagal trunk, and this one is called as anterior vagal trunk. Okay. So after the rotation, the vagus nerve position will change. The right one is going to push towards the posterior aspect and the left vagal nerve is pushed towards the anterior aspect. So now named as posterior vagal trunk and anterior vagal trunk. Is it clear? Okay. Next. So this one is the first rotation in the longitudinal axis, and the second rotation or second push is going to take at the antero-posterior aspect in this part. Okay. So once the push happens, this is how your stomach is going to appear. The final adult position of your stomach. Your pyloric end will be pushed little bit upwards. Okay. Later it is going to continue as the duodenum. That development takes place between the junction of foregut and midgut. So this is how the development of your stomach takes place. Is it clear? Is it clear? Any doubts? So from the foregut, we are going to see two different structure development. One is esophagus from the proximal end, which is going to develop after the appearance of laryngeal bud. Okay, and from the distal part, we can see the development of stomach. Around the third and fourth week, we can see some dilation at the lower end, that is called fusiform dilation. Later, the fusiform dilation is going to, the fusiform dilated area is going to develop as your stomach. First, it will go 90-degree longitudinal rotation. Later, it will go antero-posterior rotation or push, only at the pyloric end. Okay, so once the rotation happens, your right vagal nerve will present in the posterior aspect. It is termed as posterior vagal trunk, and the left vagal nerve will be pushed towards the anterior aspect. It is termed as anterior vagal trunk. These are the few important points you should concentrate. And remember about the mesentery also here. You have to mention about the mesentery also. Is it clear? This is all about the development of your foregut. Any doubts?